This is the Black Excellence Logical Explanation video. There are many ways to arrive at the solution of this puzzle. Without guessing, this is just one way. Starting with rule number 7, the four-corner movies, starting from the top left and going clockwise, should be Fences, with Viola Davis and Denzel Washington, Ray, with Regina King and Jamie Foxx, Respect, with Jennifer Hudson and Forest Whitaker, and Hidden Figures, with Octavia Spencer and Mahershala Ali. From rule number 6, we know that Black Panther can only be adjacent to 5 movies, so it cannot be placed in one of the center positions of the grid. We also know that Black Panther should also only be adjacent to movies that share a common actor or actress. This means Black Panther cannot be adjacent to Ray, Fences, or Hidden Figures. It can be adjacent to Respect, since both movies feature Forest Whitaker. This means Black Panther would have to be placed in one of these two positions. However, rule number 5 states that all movies in column 4 are biopics. This means Black Panther belongs in this position in row 4. Rule number 1 requires that 4 different Oscar award-winning women are featured among movies in column 1. Viola Davis and Octavia Spencer are already featured in this column, so the remaining actresses who can be moved into column 1 are Lupita Nyong'o, from Us, Regina King from If Beale Street Could Talk, or Halle Berry from Monsters Ball. Us cannot go into either of these positions in column 1 because according to rule number 3, both of Jordan Peele's movies should be in column 3. Therefore, these two positions should be filled by Monsters Ball and If Beale Street Could Talk. We don't know yet which movie belongs to which position. From rule number 2 we know that 4 different Oscar award-winning women are featured in movies on the top left to bottom right diagonal. Viola Davis and Jennifer Hudson are already featured on this diagonal, so the remaining actresses who can be moved onto this diagonal are Lupita Nyong'o, from Us, and Octavia Spencer from The Help. Since we know Us belongs in column 3, we know The Help must go in this remaining position on the diagonal. From rule number 2 we know that 4 different Oscar award-winning men are featured in movies on the bottom left to top right diagonal. Mahershala Ali and Jamie Foxx are already featured on this diagonal, so the remaining actors who can be moved onto this diagonal are Daniel Kaluuya from Get Out, or Judas and the Black Messiah, and Will Smith from King Richard. This means King Richard must belong on this diagonal, along with one of the 2 Daniel Kaluuya starring movies. King Richard cannot be adjacent to Black Panther, since they do not share any actors or actresses. This means King Richard must be placed here, on the diagonal. Get Out cannot go in this position on the diagonal, because we know from rule number 3 that Get Out belongs in column 3. Therefore Judas and the Black Messiah must be placed on the remaining spot on the diagonal, and Get Out must be placed in the last remaining position in column 3. Rule number 1 requires that 4 different Oscar award-winning men are featured among movies in row 1. Denzel Washington, Jamie Foxx, and Daniel Kaluuya are already featured in this row. The only remaining Oscar award-winning actor who can be moved into this final position in row 1 is Mahershala Ali from Moonlight. According to rule number 4, Barry Jenkins' movies should be adjacent to each other. This means If Beale Street Could Talk should be swapped with Monsters Ball to be adjacent to Moonlight. Lastly, Selma cannot be adjacent to Black Panther since they do not share any common actors or actresses. This can be swapped with 42, starring Chadwick Boseman. Black Panther is now adjacent to 5 movies, each starring a different shared actor or actress. These are Forest Whitaker in Respect, Chadwick Boseman in 42, Lupita Nyong'o in Us, Daniel Kaluuya in Judas and the Black Messiah, and Michael B. Jordan in Creed. If we check logic now, we'll see the logical is solved and without any guessing.